Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Welcome to my April TBR. We're gonna be picking my April TBR using the prompt jar as I do every month. First of all, I cannot believe we are already picking April's TBR. I feel like I just picked January's TBR, which is crazy. We're already on the 4th month of the year. I can't believe it. But anyway, again, I have my rotating bookshelf. We're gonna be picking books from here using our TBR jar. I just added some new prompts because I was running low, so I have a few more. It's not completely full. I just added enough to have options. I'm not gonna lie, March was not a great reading month for me. It was very, I wasn't in a slump. It was just life. And I read about 5-6 books, I don't remember, but it was very slow for me. I did read some good books. I think we should stop talking and get into the April TBR. I'm debating on whether adding some Kindle reads because I do have a few books on my Kindle that I would like to get to. So if the prompt fits to one of my Kindle reads, I will pick the Kindle reads, but I'm gonna try to focus on my physical TBR. Let's just get started with the first prompt. So prompt number 1. I'm excited because it's the first one of the month. A book that makes you nostalgic. Okay. Well, honestly, none of these books make me nostalgic. I feel like I don't have an attachment to any of these or the author. Like, even if, I don't feel like any of these make me nostalgic. I would think it's a reread. And now that I think about it, I have the perfect book. Let me go get it. So for prompt number 1, a book that makes me nostalgic, I'm gonna go ahead and do a reread of Shatter Me. I have been wanting to reread this for the longest time. I almost reread it this past month, but it just didn't work out for me, and now it's the perfect time. Like, are you serious? A book that makes me nostalgic. I remember reading this series. I remember where I was, how I was feeling, who I was with. I was actually on a trip. I was sick most of the time, so I was inside our cabin while everyone else was kind of having fun. And I remember I was sick and I was just binge reading this series on my iPad, and it takes me back to that time. Every time that I think about it, I don't know, I guess it makes me nostalgic because certain books take you back to a certain place when you were reading them. Not all the books have that connection, but some of them do, and this one has that connection. So I think this is the perfect time to read this. I've been wanting to reread it and it matches the prompt. So this is gonna be book number 1. Okay, let's go on to prompt number 2. I'm gonna shake it well. Okay, prompt number 2 is an audiobook. Oops. An audiobook. So this one is a little bit different because I don't have the books with me. I'm gonna check my Audible and see. I was watching one for you. Okay, hold on. Okay, this might be tough because I don't have any books on my library that I want to read. Most of them are read already, and I do have, I purchased Deep End and Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood because I've been wanting to reread those in audiobook form, but I want to go with something new that I haven't reread just because I'm already going to be rereading Shatter Me. So I'm looking at my page and I might purchase a book for this. I just don't know what. I'm seeing Promise Me Sunshine. I'm also going to check Spotify because I know I have some saved on my library there. Okay, this is perfect. I think I'm going to do this one. I have Flirting with Disaster. I don't know how to say the name. I'm going to put the title up here. I have that audiobook on Spotify, so I think that's going to be my pick. Not sure if you can see it there, but that's the book that I'm going to be reading as the audiobook. So that's pick number 2, Flirting with Disaster. I'm not even going to try to say the name because I'm going to butcher it and I'm going to embarrass myself. So, okay, let's pick prompt number 3. An indie or self-pub author. Okay, we have a few. We have Close Knit by Kelsey Denise Stone. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I've been putting it on a lot of TBRs and I just never get to it. But I was also thinking a Laura Pavlov book because I have a lot of her books that I haven't gotten to, and I would like to. I know that I have to continue the Magnolia Falls series. This is book 4. So I'm on book 4. I also have her new series, the Rosewood River series. I think this might be book 1. Yeah, this is book 1 in the Rosewood series. Maybe I don't want to start a new series yet, so I could go with Beating Heart. I also have Reckless Love by Willow Astor. I've never read a book by this author, but I'm guessing this is an indie author. This is a single dad. I think it's a sports romance, football romance. I'm gonna make this easy, as easy as I can, and I'm gonna pick between Close Knit and Beating Heart. I know this one is a sports romance. He's a soccer player and she's a knitting influencer. This one I don't know much about. Small town, single dad, neighbors to lovers, standalone romance. So it is like an interconnected series, but all her books I've noticed that are standalones, but they all kind of have little hints of the other characters from the series. I don't know. I feel like I could read both this month. I'm gonna go with Close Knit and I'm gonna tell you why. I will get to this soon, I promise. So I'm gonna go with Close Knit because Kelson and E. Stone are actually coming out with their newest book, On Guard. I believe it releases this month, so I want to prepare for that and I want to read this. It's part of the same series, the Hastings series. Obviously, I need to read this before that book comes out, and I'm super excited to read this. So this is gonna be book number 3, an indie or self-pub book. Prompt number 4. I'm confused because I'm going on prompt number 4, and I have 2 books on my stack. But it's because I have an audiobook. Did I pick an ebook? Wait. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm going on to prompt number 4. Okay, we have 2 books, 1 audiobook. We're going on to prompt number 4, book number 4. Prompt number 4 is a reread. I literally just picked Shatter Me. Okay, wow, now what do I pick? I could do Not in Love or Deep End audiobook as a reread. I think for my reread, I'm gonna go with maybe Deep End by Ellie Hazelwood. Heard great things about the audiobook, so I really want to check that out. I think I'm gonna choose that as my reread. Let's do that. Now, on to prompt number 5. Still only 2 books on my stack, so okay. Prompt number 5 is a book by an author I've read multiple times. I don't know if that's gonna apply here. Daisy Hates, I've read, 3 books before this? So I've read 3 books by this author. Sarah Adams, I've read, a bunch actually. I've read her When in Rome series, The Rule Book. What's the other book? I forget the name, but I think I'm gonna go with this. I love Sarah Adams' writing, and I feel like it's the only one that would apply. Everything else, the second most that I've read is the Daisy Hates, or like the Magnolia Park series. So I'm gonna go with The Match. Don't know anything about it. I love her writing. Oh look, here's a list of her books. The Rule Book I've read, Practice Makes Perfect, When in Rome, The Cheat Sheet. So I've read 4 of her books, plus Beg, Borrow, and Steal, 5 books. So I've read 5 of her books. I think it would be cute. I always have a fun time reading her books. I feel like they're always so sweet and just very rom-com-y. And I know a lot of people say they're cheesy, but I personally love cheesy books when they're done right, and she knows how to do them right. So this is gonna be for prompt number 5, a book by an author I've read multiple times. Let's go on to prompt number 6. By the way, I didn't mention this before, but I always do 7 picks just because I like to have options, but I don't like to do too much because then I get overwhelmed picking during the month. So 7 is a good number that I like to do every month. So this is number 6. We have 1 more and we'll be finished. A book with magic. Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like that because I don't have any. Actually, I have Shatter Me, which is kind of like a dystopian fantasy. Everything else is like romance, I think. Yeah, so let's pick a fantasy, I'm guessing. We have, I think that's it. I have this one, Illusion of Stars. This sounds interesting, but I'm honestly thinking I'm gonna go with this series right here. I've been wanting to read it. I haven't started it yet. I have Belladonna. Let me go get my copy. It's over here. Okay, I have my copy of Belladonna. I've been wanting to read this series. I've heard great things about it. I don't know much about it. I do know that I think it's fae. I don't know, but there's magic, and I'm excited to get to the series. As you can see, I have all the books and I just haven't had the opportunity to start it. So I think this month could be a great month to read this. So this is gonna be a book with magic. Okay, now on to our last prompt to complete our April TBR. Let's go ahead and pick it. I always get so sad picking the last prompt because I want to keep going, but I know that I shouldn't. And I'm not going to do this until next month. So let's hope it's a good one. Prompt number 7 is part of a series. This has so many options, so many options. Honestly, I could pick like the next book of the Belladonna series. I don't know what it's called. Is it Belladonna series? I could do the next Laura Pavlov book for Magnolia Falls. I mean, technically I could start a new series, but I would rather continue a series. Which, side note, would anyone like to see a continuing series I'm in the middle of reading vlog? Because I would love to do that. I have so many series that I'm currently in the middle of. I think a reading vlog would help me. I don't know if that's something you guys would like to see. Let me know. I also could do Daisy Hates. Am I ready for this? I think. Should I do this or should I do the fantasy? I think we're gonna go with Daisy Hates just to give it a little bit of diversity in this TBR because we have fantasy already. And we don't have any books from the series. So I think I'm gonna go with this. No, I don't know if I'm ready. I have to read it. I'm gonna have to read it. Let's just go with Daisy Hates The Great Undoing for book number 7. That is it for my April TBR. This is the physical stack. I have 2 audiobooks. So I have Deep End and Flirting with Disaster. This is what the stack is looking like. I think we have a good variety. I feel like I say that every month, but somehow we always end up with the greatest selections. We have a reread, dystopian fantasy, sports romance. Don't know what that is, but let's go with like a fluffy romance, fantasy, and pain. And then we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, which is a college sports romance. Flirting with Disaster, I have no idea what it's about, so that should be a surprise. I've heard great things about that book, so I'm excited. But yeah, this is my stack. That completes us picking the TBR for April. Comment down below if you would like to see a reading vlog of any of these books. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed picking my TBR with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.